Hi friends, this is an overview of data science and machine learning programs that we offer at Scalar. The core tenets of our data science programs are that we focus a lot on instructor-led live classes by instructors who are already industry experts. And along with instructor-led live classes, we also have deep mentor guidance throughout the program. Again, I'll explain each of these aspects in lots of details in the next few minutes. First, I wanted to give you a quick overview. So in the mentor guided theme that we follow for our programs, we want our learners to interact with industry experts who are also mentors, who will be there in addition to our instructors to help them progress through the course and to also understand how they are learning and what they are learning and how best to learn and achieve their career objectives. The third key aspect is case-based learning. This is a concept which is pioneered by Harvard Business School, where they teach concepts of business management through real-world examples. We are borrowing the same concept from the top universities, but we are now putting it in the context of machine learning and data science. So all of the learning that you do as part of our programs will be case-based. We take real-world problems, and while solving those problems, we introduce you to concepts in mathematics, programming, statistics, machine learning, deep learning, all the concepts, so that when you understand the concept, you know where and how to apply it in the real world. Also, we have a very interesting placement assistance program that I'll come to. I'll explain all the details of these core tenets in the next few minutes. Now, our objective at Scalar is to build the best data science and machine learning programs in the world. And this is what we aspire for. And this is how we have designed our data science and machine learning programs without any compromise. We truly want to build the best programs in the world. Now you might say, what does the best here mean? So in our context, the best program means that the program has to be very industry centric and industry focused, where our learners learn to solve real world problems. And at the same time, they should have very rigorous foundations, whether it's in programming, applied mathematics, statistics, the foundations of machine learning, deep learning, every topic, computer vision, natural language processing. We want our students to have rigorous foundations so that this program is only the beginning of their journey of learning. Even after the program, they continue to learn and excel in their careers. Also, one of the important aspects and one of the key tenets of our program is to help our students land in data science careers at the top companies. We want to equip our learners to have all the skills to get into top companies. And it's not just about landing a job in a top company. It is also about excelling in those jobs. That is equally important to us. So when we say best, we want our programs to be very industry centric, where you're solving real world problems without compromising on the mathematical and statistical and programming foundations, while also having all the skills, not just to get a job at a good company, but also to excel in those roles. That's the key. Now let's go through each of the aspects. First is the live instructor-led classes. So we have 4 2.5-hour classes every week. Again, in each of these classes, we take some real-world problems and we solve these real-world problems. Again, wherever we don't have new concepts or we don't already know concepts that can be used to solve the problem at hand, we introduce new concepts. So all of mathematics, programming, statistics, machine learning techniques, all of them are introduced to solve real world problems. And in these live sessions, all of your queries are clarified by the end of the session. And we have industry experts as instructors. These are people who have worked in the industry, who have built real world solutions, who have built cutting-edge solutions in the industry. And our instructors come from a wide spectrum of companies and institutions like Amazon, Target, Salesforce, LinkedIn, MasterCard, Google, even interesting startups like Cred, obviously large companies like Facebook or Meta. So we have a wide spectrum of folks who come from a varied set of backgrounds. Again, our instructors bring their whole knowledge from the industry into the classroom, so that you learn what is actually needed in the industry. That is a key tenet and a key focus of our whole program. Now, in the class itself, at the end, if you want to have a two-way chat with the instructor, we have the audio chat feature also, wherein the instructor can unmute you and then we can have a two-way conversation about a topic relevant to that discussion. Also, in these live sessions, your peers or your classmates ask some interesting questions. I've done a few of these live sessions, and the spectrum of questions we get is phenomenally good. So a lot of your peer learners learn from your questions, and you learn from your peers' queries, because you have peers from a wide spectrum of backgrounds. You have peers who are software engineers, you have peers who are already data analysts, you have peers who are statistics experts, you have peers who are physicists, you have already people working in the industry in various roles. So you get to learn a lot from your peers' queries. Also, if you have observed that when we have live instructor-led classes at a predefined time, the attendance of the students in these classes is significantly higher than pre-recorded content. And the adherence of the student to follow the classes, to participate in the classes, to complete the assessments and exercises that we give is significantly more in a live instructor-led class than in pre-recorded content. And that's why, since you do not want to compromise in building the best program, we are opting for the live instructor-led classes here. The next thing is case-based learning. Again, for case-based learning, we have made some industry partnerships. There are a bunch of companies that we've already partnered with. We're also increasing the pool of companies that we are partnering with. Currently, we already have partnerships with companies like Target, which is a large retail giant, PayPal, you all know that, Akamai, a very big CDN company. You have Z Entertainment, startups like Ninja Kart and CloudDusk. So all these companies we have partnered with to bring their problems and their data sets into our classroom, so that we can take the actual problems that these companies and data scientists in these companies are solving, bring it into our classroom, and position our learning for our learners using these real world cases. So these are the partnerships that we already have. There are more companies, obviously, but the list of companies is only increasing every day. So we want to deeply partner with some of these companies, get their data sets, get the problems that they're solving in, and discuss them as part of the class, so that our learners get first-hand experience of how these problems are solved in the industry. That's the core tenet of our core philosophy behind our case-based learning. All the concepts follow the case-based learning, where we explain concepts using real-world examples, real-world data, and real-world problems. Of course, we will not just limit ourselves to the partnerships we have. We will also borrow publicly available data sets from companies like Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, Spotify, Walmart, Google, etc. We will also bring problems and data sets that are publicly available from these companies, either from their research blogs or from the technical blogs or from the research publications. We bring all this into our classrooms. And in these case-based methods, we want our students to learn how to build end-to-end solution of real-world problems, starting from writing the first line of code, cleaning your data, to productionizing the models. And especially for slightly advanced learners, we also cover machine learning system design, so that we have some of the data scientists who not only join at entry level, but also at quite a senior level, who will be designing machine learning systems end to end. And for any given problem, we don't introduce one solution and leave it there. We want our students to be exposed to a wide spectrum of solutions, so they know what are the trade-offs. They understand a good chunk of possibilities in which a problem can be solved, and how to make these trade-offs in the real world. This is the core philosophy behind our case-based learning. The third aspect is mentorship. This is very unique at Scalar. Each of our learners would have 18 to 20 mentor sessions, and each of our mentors is an industry expert who has already worked in the industry, built real-world solutions. Some of them even taught in the past, right? Our mentor sessions focus on a few things. The first one is career guidance. This helps our learners understand what their background is, what careers they should aspire for, and most importantly, how to reach the career outcomes. Imagine if you want to become a data scientist at Amazon, and let's assume you are currently a software engineer at TCS. Our mentors will help you chart the path from where you are currently, what skills you already have, to skills that you need to build, and how to go through this path. And they will handhold you in this whole path like a good friend or an elder sibling or a cousin. And throughout these sessions, our mentors will give you concrete feedback, discussing areas that you're lacking and that you need to improve on, while also giving you a pat on the back when you perform very well. And we have a bunch of mock interviews as part of the mentor sessions, because most of our mentors also are interviewers at various companies. So they can bring their expertise and experience of interviews into your mentorship sessions, so that you know what you're lacking, you know what areas to improve, you know what to expect in actual interviews when you want to land jobs in various roles. Again, think of your mentor as sort of like your elder sibling or your elder cousin, like an elder brother, sister, etc., who can help you in your learning path. Again, the mentors will help you in addition to our instructors and TAs, right? Think of them as an elder brother or a cousin who can help you in your whole learning journey. Like I have mentored some of my younger cousins when they wanted to become applied scientists or machine learning engineers. And just having one call with them, maybe once every month or once every 2 months, has been a significant value addition for them. Again, many of our team also experience the same, that when they help their younger cousins or younger siblings, their careers improve dramatically. So you can think of our mentors as your elder sibling or an elder cousin who is there to help you on your learning journey. That's the whole objective of our mentorship program. And that's why I said it is very unique. Now, let's understand the structure of our data science and machine learning program. Again, our data science and machine learning program has multiple tracks. These tracks have been designed keeping career roles in mind. For again, in data science and machine learning, there are multiple roles in the industry, like a data analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, applied scientist, etc. For each of these roles, we have created a specific track to help our learners make the most out of it. Also, the upskilling that you will have as part of the whole program is also based on the career tracks. And for each of our career tracks, whether it's a track for a data analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, applied scientist, whatever it is, we have designed our tracks and our curriculum, even our assessments and exercises in such a way that our learners will be able to get into the top product-based companies if they have learned the concepts thoroughly through our program. Now, before we go into the tracks, let's understand 3 types of learners that we will have in our programs. First is a beginner learner. Now, a beginner learner is somebody who has studied mathematics at high school level, who knows high school level mathematics, but may not know programming. Even such audience who may come from non-computer science backgrounds, non-engineering backgrounds, are also welcome in our program. And for the beginner audience, we have a dedicated module called the beginner module, where they will learn the foundations of programming. The second type of learners that we have will be intermediate learners. These are learners who already have some programming language. It may not be in a data science related programming language like Python, but it could be in any programming language. For example, an intermediate learner might already know if-else conditions, might already know for loops, might already know functions, but they may not know time and space complexity or simple data structures that are useful in data science and machine learning. So for example, imagine if you're a software engineer at TCS who is not very comfortable with data structures and algorithms, you would join as an intermediate programmer or an intermediate learner in our whole system. Now, we also have advanced learners. So advanced learners are those who are very good in programming, who are very comfortable with basic data structures, time complexity, space complexity, even some mathematics for machine learning. If they're already comfortable, they join as advanced learners. Again, each of these learners will join our program at different places. So let me show you a diagram here. So the very first module we have is a beginner module. If you are a beginner learner who does not know programming and who is most likely coming from a non-computer science background, even a non-engineering background, most likely you'll join at the beginner module. You'll spend some time learning the foundations of programming before you go to the intermediate module. Again, if you're an intermediate learner who has already programmed in the past, may not be in Python, but could be in Java, C, C++. If you know basics of programming, you could join directly at the intermediate module. In the intermediate module, we will cover some basic data structures, time and space complexity, object-oriented programming, and things like that. On the other hand, if you're an advanced learner who already know all these concepts, you could directly join in the common core. Look at this. You can directly join at the common core here. This is for advanced learners. Now, once you complete, again, within common core, we cover all the mathematical foundations. We cover probability, statistics, exploratory data analysis, plotting, all of those concepts we cover in common core. We also have other important topics like SQL, all the basics we cover in common core. Once common core is completed, Then our learners have the option to pick one of the specializations or tracks. One specialization or track is called Data Science and Analytics track, which is this. The second specialization or track that we have is the Data Science and Machine Learning track. Again, based on how well you are able to absorb the concepts in the first 3 modules, we will recommend you a specialization or a track to pick. Again, each of these tracks have a role-based outcome that we aspire for. So the choice of the track itself is based on what aspirations you have, what types of roles that you want to get into, and also how well you've been able to cope with the content in these 3 and how well you have performed in all of them. Our team of experts will recommend a track for you. Now, let's first look at the Data Science and Analytics track. Now, this Data Science and Analytics track is designed to help our learners get into some of these roles, like a data analyst at a good product-based company, or a product analyst. This is a very interesting role where data analysts work on, let's say, internet products or apps. Again, product analyst is a very interesting role that we are seeing at unicorn companies and top product-based companies. We also have risk analysts who work in banking and financial services. For all of them, the basic concepts of data analysis is critical. Of course, there is also domain-specific learning that you will have in this track. But someone who chooses the Data Science and Analytics track can get into one of these 3 types of roles or roles similar to this. At the end of the whole Data Science and Analytics track, our careers team will help you get placed. But parallelly, you can also take some electives. For example, we have an elective right now called the Applied Machine Learning for Data Analysts. In this elective, you will learn more advanced concepts of machine learning and deep learning, so that in addition to preparing yourself for a data analyst or related career track, you can also upskill yourself into a data scientist type of roles. This is how the Data Science and Analytics track looks like. Again, the elective is optional, right? Because this is only for those who want to not just get data analyst roles, but also want to go forward and try for data scientist roles. The next track that we have is the Data Science and Machine Learning track. The objective of this track is to help you become a data scientist at a good product-based company. Now, for data scientists, you have to know the mathematics of machine learning in depth. You have to have a lot of applied knowledge. You also have to know deep learning, and all of those aspects will be covered as part of the Data Science and Machine Learning track. Now, this track also has electives. For example, there is an elective called as Advanced Data Structures and Algorithms. This elective is designed to help our learners who have already learned all of machine learning and deep learning to get into machine learning engineer or applied scientist roles at top product-based companies. In a lot of product-based companies, these roles of machine learning engineer, these people are expected to know everything that a data scientist knows, but they're also expected to be very good with data structures and algorithms because they also do some software engineering work, right? So that's the reason why we have this elective module for those learners who have completed the Data Science and Machine Learning track, but who not only want to pursue data scientist careers, but also machine learning engineer careers or applied scientist track or applied scientist careers. Now, the second type of elective that we have is a ML Ops and data engineering elective. With this, our learners can also get into machine learning engineering roles where there is more operations heavy work like productionization, deployment, scaling, or there is more work in the data engineering or data pipelining aspects of it. So our programs have been designed, all of our tracks are designed to help our learners have full flexibility in the learning and for them to get into any type of data science related role, whether it's a data analyst, product analyst, risk analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, applied scientist, MLE or machine learning engineer whose work is more ops heavy. All sorts of careers we want to cover as part of our whole program. Now, who can join these programs? Anyone with any undergraduate degree can join our programs. The prerequisites for this program is that you should know high school level mathematics that you learned in your high school days, basic mathematics. If you don't know programming, that's okay. You will be a beginner learner and we'll teach you programming from the very first basic principles. The most important prerequisite is for you to commit to work approximately 15 hours a week, consistently, week over week, day in, day out. You have to put in approximately 15 hours of effort every week throughout this program. Hard work and effort is mandatory if you want to succeed. There is no shortcut here, right? So the most important prerequisite is your commitment to put in the hard work and effort. Now, the program duration is approximately 12 months. The reason I say that it's approximately 12 months is because it varies by learner background, right? If you're a beginner learner, you might take more time. If you're an intermediate learner, you don't have to go through the beginner module, so you can complete it faster. If you're an advanced learner, you don't have to go through the beginner and intermediate modules, so you'll complete it faster, right? So the exact program duration depends on the learner background, where they're coming from and what they're aspiring for. Do they aspire to become a machine learning engineer or an applied scientist or a data scientist or a data analyst or a product analyst? So the program duration varies slightly based on your background and what role you're aspiring for. Now, 6 months after the completion of the program, you will have access to all of the live lectures in an archived format. And we also provide placement assistance through our careers team. Now let's understand the placement assistance program, which is a very important aspect of this whole program. Now the placement assistance is provided by our careers team. We have a dedicated careers team which helps all of our learners succeed in their career transitions. The placement assistance typically starts 1 month before the end of your track, like approximately 1 month before the end of your track, where you'll get to know what roles are there, what roles you're suitable for, where you're lacking, and all that resume preparation, all of that stuff. And at Scalar, we have 600 plus hiring partners from a wide spectrum of companies, from FANG companies to very, very prominent startups whose products you most likely are using. Just to give you some interesting statistics about our careers team and our placement assistance program, 3,500 Scalar graduates have been placed till now with an average compensation of approximately just over 20 lakhs per annum. Again, this speaks volumes about our careers team, equally importantly about the program structure for every program we have at Scalar, and equally importantly, the effort that our learners have put in. Actually, more importantly, the effort that our learners have put in. Now, one more interesting data point for you is Amazon, which is one of the top FANG companies anyway, has hired more folks from Scalar in 2020-2021 than all the IITs combined. This is another very, very key aspect which shows how rigorously we design our programs, how industry focused our curriculum is, and how the structure of our program helps our learners get into the best of jobs. Again, in our pool of 600 plus hiring partners, we have everything from the top companies to the fastest growing startups in India and across the world. Again, just to be clear here, all of this success with our placements has been primarily because of our learner effort. Our learners have put in enormous amount of effort, and that's the primary reason. But there are also other important reasons like the design of the program, the instruction, the mentorship, the assessments and assignments that we have, and equally importantly, an enormous amount of effort that our careers team has put in to help all of our learners get placed. So it is a combination of all of these, but most important is the learner effort while learning in the program. Cool. The fee for this whole program is 2.5 lakhs Indian rupees, including all taxes like GST. There is a scholarship test or a scholarship assessment test. Based on the performance in the scholarship test, you could get a discount of up to 25,000 Indian rupees. There are also affordable EMI options, where you pay monthly EMI. If you're interested in those, you can certainly reach out to us. The whole purpose of the data science and machine learning programs, in addition to instructor-led training, mentorship, and all of that, is we wanted to give our learners a sort of exposure to real-world problems in such a way that they gain the same depth and breadth of knowledge as someone who has worked in the industry for these 12 months. Imagine you enroll in the Scalar program for 12 months. By the end of these 12 months, we want you to have the same exposure, depth, and knowledge as someone who has worked in the industry in a data science role for about a year in a very good company. This is one of the core tenets, and that's the reason why we have a case-based system or a case-based instruction methodology in our data science and machine learning programs. If you're interested to know more about these programs, or if you're interested to enroll in these programs, please fill a form that we will give you in the description box of this video. If you want to know more details, just go to scalar.com/data science course, All the details will be there on the website, or you can just fill the form. One of our team members will reach out to you and answer any questions that you may have, so that you can start your journey of data science and machine learning career right today itself. See you.